Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. You're probably looking at me going, oh my gosh, who is that? Who is that scrubby person who is sat in her dressing gown? Well, you're halfway there. It's a nudie, but yeah, I do kind of, I feel you. I feel you, don't worry. Today, I'm just like not having the best of days mental health wise. It's just one of them days, but it's also one of them days where I am just in the mood for like talking out what I'm feeling, and I usually come on quite barefaced anyway and quite, I don't know, just in whatever I'm wearing. But today I'm taking it one step further and I'm literally wearing like a pajama fleece. Oh well, life is just too short, okay? This whole like OKbaby cheating rumor allegation, whatever is going on is just the actual drama in itself I really don't care about, and it's not even, I don't know, I just feel that I just don't care whether she's cheated, whether she's not cheated. Yeah, cheating's not great, but let's be completely real, who is that actually affecting?
I just wanted to say that obviously the people who it will affect the most is the kids, but what I mean is that obviously it shouldn't be affecting the rest of the internet, if that makes much sense.
There is a whole community, like the gossip tea community, who are like well into that, and whatever floats your boat. If you're into it, that's perfectly fine. But on me personally, I'm just not really that interested in it. And there's cheating rumours and all of that. I'm not going to get into that because that really, I feel like that is literally none of my business. I'm not here to speculate about what or could not be happening. That's not what my channel's about. I don't want to sit here speculating stuff like that. What I will talk about is their latest Q&A that they did, and I just found some things that were quite interesting. And I'm not saying I'm like above the people who like that. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying like different strokes for different folks. I'm just not really into it. But the one thing that is absolutely just making me fall to the ground laugh at the minute is all of the, like, not all of them, but the different like drama reaction channels literally just like going at each other about this, and it is so unbelievably funny. We have like the DCP, the Dad Challenge podcast, who is claiming that he has the source.
Crazy story. When something like this drops into your lap, you got to be really careful with it, but I have been trying to get comments from everybody part of the situation.
The original photograph. He then comes on and gets all angry about it. YouTuber Headlines, who started covering this, and she's being told, stop covering this.
Definitely editing something out because I can see the break-in footage. But now Kyra is off her phone and Preston is on his phone.
We then have Not Another Housewife commenting on YouTuber Headlines post, and like, it feels like, for some bizarre reason, despite, because I've been covering other stuff, like a bit more serious stuff that's actually been happening in the family vlogger circle, for some reason this is more important than like actual like either child exploitation or something that's a little bit more, has a bit more substance, do you know what I mean, rather than just some like, did she cheat? Yes, she did cheat. No, she didn't cheat, and this is the reason why. Anyway, so that's my overriding point. Come here to like find out the latest tea or whatever. I don't have it, and I don't really want to have it. But what I do want to talk about is just how insane people have just jumped on this storyline. Like absolutely, like to a fish to a hook, just jumped on this storyline and gone, oh my gosh, like the conspiracy. Discussing this sort of thing, especially if you have a platform that's very like, save the children, anti-family channel movement, I don't really see the relevance. And unless you're like a tea channel, I don't really understand why you'd want to cover this story unless you have an already built-in audience who like hearing about OKbaby and things. I don't know. Anyway, so we're gonna get into it. So this whole thing centers around Kyra, and I think it's Preston. I think that is his chosen name, okay? Our challenge podcast had the receipt. He had the picture that was going to like completely destroy them. And he says, okay, holy crap, people are wanting this Kyra story. I will see if I can drop it tonight, the suspense. Just so everyone knows as well, I am the only one who had that photo of Preston and Kyra. I broke this story. Why does it even matter? Why would you be proud of this? Like, Yes, I have the pictures that can destroy a whole family. I first posted without the watermark for about 3 minutes and someone downloaded it instantly. My source is the only one who had it and I am the only one she has sent it to. Credit me or not, just know I am the only one who had this photo. And I am the only one with the information that is coming out in this video. In the end, Kyra and Preston did everyone dirty and it's coming out now. I don't know how long ago it was like a few days ago I first read that. And it's my little girl. First off, I think he's talking about YouTuber headlines and APOC. I think that is who the DCP is referring to. And I'm not gonna lie, right? I didn't even see his video first. I saw APOC and YouTuber Headlines' video first with that photograph in it, and then I read this community tab post and I was like, I don't know, like, can they within 3 minutes, both creators, who I don't even think talk to each other, manage to get hold of this photo and then post it? The way that he is so angry, he's like, how bizarre. Why would you get so excited, like salivating over the fact that you have a photo that can like tear a family apart? Because Kyra and Oscar are not together and they're trying to co-parent, and whether or not she cheated or not, do you really want to have that conscience of actually making it less amicable? You're supposed to be like saving the children, and actually all that's happening is you're going to be driving people apart. Do the public actually have the right to know the ins and outs of their relationship? Just because you have like access to somebody's life doesn't mean that you know the ins and outs of everyone's relationship. Anyway, so that is what happened there. Someone left a comment on the DCP's video saying, let's be real, story sounds fake. Whoever reached out to you probably has way too much time on their hands. And he said, lots of coincidences to be fake. How do you explain the previously unreleased photo of them at the hotel? My source was privy to a lot and they talked for a couple hours. The screenshots are fake too. I mean, that would take a level of fakery that is off the charts. To what end? The source didn't do it for clout, doesn't want her name out there, so why do it? Because basically the DCP was even saying in it, he was like, yeah, I trust this person despite me being catfished 2 times before.
Instagram, and I get tons and tons of messages. It's hard to know what to decipher. It's hard to know if I'm being told the truth, all that kind of stuff, because I have been catfished many times.
But I really, really trust this person. And that person who sent him this photograph or whatever that got leaked to like other content creators, he is so guarded about this one photograph because he wants to be a tea channel, and it's just so funny. He was getting so annoyed about it. And he was saying, but I didn't watch the whole of his video because, like I say, I'm not actually interested in hearing the ins and outs of the story. I just think it's comical how this has become something that is being so heavily discussed within the community at the minute. YouTuber Headlines made a video about it, and then YouTuber Headlines was basically like, she was told that around this timestamp in a video, you can clearly see Kyra and Preston texting.
See the break-in footage. But now Kyra is off her phone and Preston is on his phone.
Trying to get me. And not another housewife commented on YouTuber Headlines. This is what I mean, the more people are getting involved. Are you seriously justifying spreading rumours about Kyra when she put her kids online? Really? That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Even if her children were never a part of her YouTube channel, kids can still make their way on the internet to see things and see that you're accusing their mother of dating somebody and cheating. How you don't see that as harmful is crazy. If you want to be a tea channel, go right ahead, but you guys have to stop pretending like you care about their kids, because you don't. Now, what I do think about YouTuber Headlines is that she said she disagrees with child exploitation. However, over the course of the time I've watched her, because I've watched her since she was absolutely tiny, I've watched her for a couple of years now, she's definitely changed. She used to be much more about the kids, but she never used to say she was an anti-family vlogger. She used to say that she knows a lot about the community, therefore she wants to comment on it because she used to watch a lot of mummy vloggers, and so she's always sort of spilled the tea anyway. Like when we had the PPP loan, she was the very first one there. With the Brianna K thing at the moment, she's been kind of covering that much more than I have. She wants to get the tea before everyone else kind of thing. So her and Josh, they don't like each other and they're sort of like this, but Oakley is much more of a tea channel than, of course, Josh would think of himself as well. Spreading rumours about their relationship does not help the kids in any way, and it has nothing to do whether or not they put their kids on the internet. It's none of your damn business who puts their kids on the internet, but that doesn't give you a right to make life worse for them. Wow, just wow. And I do agree with this. I think that you have to protect your kids in a way, and if you have loads of, well, in a way you should, but if you have the whole internet is then saying that the mum cheated on the dad and all of this, those kids are going to wake up one day and see that. And I think that a lot of these channels who try and say that, oh, we're trying to stop the harmfulness of sharing your kids online too much, I think this then crosses that line of talking about this kind of stuff is indirectly going to affect the kids, which is what I think and Not Another Housewife was saying. And Oakley, of course, responded to it. This whole thing is just utterly... where has it gone? I accused her of cheating. You guys have to stop pretending. Who are you referring to? Seems like you're upset with another YouTuber and you're taking it out on me. Now, the interesting thing I find with this is that when I first read that, I actually thought, oh yeah, I think Oakley thinks that Not Another Housewife is talking about DCP. It's because, well, they don't even, both those channels do not, in fact, all three of those channels do not like each other. But what is interesting is YouTuber Headlines are saying, I think you're thinking of someone else, but it's because her and the DCP are both speculating about this, and they're both basically as bad as each other at this point. I'm not pretending like I care about anyone's kid. You're telling me it's none of my business, but here you are telling me how wrong I am about everything. Is my content any of your business? You always seem so bothered when you leave comments on my videos. I think it's just like my really dumb brain, but I'm not entirely sure what she's trying to say. So if anyone can help me out with that. You're telling me it's none of my business, but... Oh, if I had sent that comment, I'd be so confused about how to even reply to that. But basically, I think what YouTuber Headlines and what the DCP are doing in this circumstance isn't great if they're then trying to say that we need to stop exploiting kids, which isn't 100% what Oakley says, but she did used to say that quite a bit, so I do get that it can be a little bit conflicting. I think YouTuber Headlines, as much as I like her content, she does tend to favour one YouTuber over the other. We see that with like Aaron and the Aaron and Tara dynamic. I get too far into that, but I do watch her content, so don't go thinking I don't. I've watched her commentary for ages. The DCP then, he basically, because everyone's now calling him a tea channel, okay, because of this whole mess. Do you see what I mean? Like, it's just absolutely exploded.
But if my source is correct, the person that reached out to me today, absolutely, Kyra has been doing that and worse.
If this isn't true, then obviously this is just absolutely diabolical. And what Kyra says is, she says, hearing a bunch of wildly fun rumours about my breakup is comical. I'm so sorry to anyone who has come across any negative things about me or my family. All I will say regarding this is that some people will do anything in their power to try to bring others down, be that through rumours, lies, or anything else they can get their hands on. It's not worth my time to defend every single thing said about me, but I will say this. Regardless if you want to believe it or not, I did not and have never cheated on Oscar. I've never cheated on anyone in my entire life. As you can see by my actions, if I'm not happy, I will leave. And this is really interesting because I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for this, but I think to address something that formally, because whether or not you believe it, for her dressing it on her Instagram is quite formal. She's written it down. For her to say, I have never, like, she's not skirting around the issue. She's saying, I have never, and I have never cheated on Oscar. And a lot of people say some really bad things about Kyra, but to be fair, like, if I don't... This is what I mean. I don't want to get into whether or not I believe it's true, but if she is saying, me personally, I do try and take people at face value. And if she's saying she has never cheated and she's putting it down in black and white, then I am more likely to believe her. And I can understand her not really wanting to address it before, because she's blatantly got thousands and thousands of people messaging her about this. I will also say, what is being said about me on the internet is so far-fetched, most of it is an outright lie, and believe it or not, people in my real life are doing well. Well, who I date when I date will never be made public until way down the road. You don't bring them home to mama on the first date. It's ironic how so many people say they are worried for my kids, but the only thing harming them or embarrassing them is the drama and rumours that those exact same people are creating and spreading. That I do 110% get behind. And that's exactly what I was trying to say. It is pretty ironic. It's not doing anyone any favours. It's really no one's business at the end of the day if someone has cheated on someone else, even if it's been made public. Really, it's no one's business. My kids are happy and I will not let this bring us down. Thank you for the crazy amount of supportive messages, comments and texts I've received over the last little while. I know the sentence is cliche, but I truly mean that it helps way more than you know, and I don't know what I did to get so damn lucky to receive all the love and supporters. Topic of your family drama for the next rest of my public lifetime. That was her response, and we've kind of dissected it a little bit. Now, should we read the DCP's response to this? Okay. The DCP basically came back and he wrote this, and this might take me a little while to get to. He said, so OKbaby puts out her statement. It's interesting to see how he actually uses the right person, because he thought that OKbaby, he thought that she didn't actually have her own channel, and that when Kyra left Oscar, Kyra changed the OKbaby to K-Baby, and that's the reason why it's called that. And it's like, no. I noted the fact that he had no idea really who they were. He had a very base level understanding. So now, from now going to not really knowing anything about them to saying she 110% cheated is just a little bit too far-fetched in my humble opinion. She says her kids are happy. Any person who has gone through the divorce of their parents know that it is a lie. Put aside all the allegations for a minute. Why say this? We know it's not true. I just want to say is that why is that his business? Whenever I talk about the DCP, I actually get a bit irritated because he comes across as very holier than thou, and it doesn't. DCP is not really what this video is about, but he does annoy me. I'm going to do a follow-up video on this story. It's going to be about the wake of destruction Kyra has left as she walked away. Once again, this isn't helping child exploitation. This is actually just furthering the pain that her kids are gonna see this when they get older. Honestly, the Vegas debauchery doesn't even register on the scale of this. If you are an adult and want to engage in acts like that and everyone is consenting, then cool beans. The focus wasn't even on that. It was on the conversation she had with my source. A lot of people are saying that Kyra and Preston were just lying to make her feel more comfortable. But if the person already agreed and is sitting in the room, why make that a lie? Why make it matter if it was the first time or the 100th time? Lots of questions and videos to look at. Once again, why is it any of his business? In the end, this story is mostly about family vlogging, even though it has an element of tea and gossip. No, it's not really about family vlogging, because it's not about family vlogging. It is tea and gossip. He's talking about whether or not someone has cheated and how he's gonna basically try and tie this all back into his overall stopping child exploitation message is by saying, look at all the destruction she's left for the kids. And it's like, no. You're causing an equal amount of destruction if it's true. If it's not true, he has just caused unnecessary pain for no apparent reason. And if it is true, he's just furthering the pain onwards. So he doesn't look good either way. Though it has an element of tea and gossip, this is ultimately the world they allowed their kids to be a part of. A world where gossip threads and tea channels will pick apart their every move. You'll be judged on your parenting, your mistakes and your morals. Yet when people then try and do that to him, he throws a complete pissy fit. And say what you want about it being right or not. The problem with it is you brought your kids into this mess, and this is exactly why we need to make exploiting a kid a thing of the past. But she's not exploiting her kids in this circumstance. This is what I don't understand. It's like, we need to make it a thing of the past. Yeah, but she's not doing anything, like she's not exploiting her kids. She's going through a messy breakup. If it is true, she's going through a messy breakup, which is what loads of people get to do in private. But unfortunately, people like this guy and YouTuber headlines in this circumstance will basically just pounce on it. Any channel who is literally covering this in length, I think we need to remember that these people are actual human beings. It's like with the Brianna K thing. I made a video about how her Pinterest was quite sad and that I think she's struggling quite a bit. And then once I was then alerted and once I then found out what was actually going on behind the scenes, I then made an effort not to want to address it anymore, because I think that despite people's wrongdoings, I think that there are some things that are completely off limits. And I think that with this kind of circumstance, this shouldn't be something that unless you are literally a tea and gossip channel and that is what you're known for, I don't think you should be coming after this. And I only say those people can go after it because those people don't really have any filter in general when it comes to that kind of stuff. But if you're sitting on the throne of stopping mummy vloggers doing scammy things or stopping child exploitation, it makes your channel, it demeans that message. It's the reason why I haven't been touching this, and it's the reason why I haven't been touching what's been going on with Brianna K, because whether or not they want to choose to tell us what is really going on, that is completely their own thing. If they're not sharing it on their public platform, then I don't, like, despite having people who are quite angry about things, like past fans and stuff, I just can't do that, because imagine, can you just like take yourself out of your position and put yourself in their position? Can you imagine how much anxiety you must feel knowing that if you haven't done the things that people are saying, that the whole of YouTube is coming after you about something that you're trying to keep private, if you see what I mean? And that's to do with anything in relationships or interpersonal relationships. I just tend to stay quite well away from it unless they've presented some evidence that is public and it's something that's very obvious. But from what I see, this has all been leaked from a photo, which is someone saying something to Josh and all of this kind of stuff. And it's just quite catty, the behaviours that have been happening. And I just think it's a really interesting dynamic how everyone is covering this so hard at the minute, but there's so many other issues people could be talking about that they're not. And it's just, it's weird. And like I say, if your whole channel is mostly about OKbaby, I can kind of see why you would do this. But if it's not, and you didn't really know who they were, like in Josh's case, he's literally just jumped on this because OKbaby are splitting up and he has some weird projectional issues with his family and life being a bit, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just really weird, but I just thought I would come on and explain because I'm not feeling 110% and I just wanted to talk it out with you guys. So, anyway, have a wonderful day wherever you are in this world. Take care of each other, take care of yourselves, and I'll catch up with you guys in the next one.